Good morning YouTubians, it's Chemist Ghost. You can call me Alan. It is a Blu-ray release day. It's the 15th of April 2024, very early in the morning, just gone 7:30. It's very windy outside. Look at that, one of my chairs has blown over onto the lawn. So I'm going to drive up to HMV today because I don't want this lovely hat to blow away. It's a Blu-ray release day and there's not a lot out. I'm after 2 today. I picked up 2 during the week, so hopefully there will be 4 to show you at the end, and they will be. There's going to be a sci-fi show, there's going to be a political action show, there's a biographical drama, and there's also a western as well, so quite varied. So let's go and grab a coffee at the town, not a sponsor, and then I'll take you around HMV, show you what's been released, then I'll bring you back here and show you what I'm going to pick up. Let's go. Okay, here I am at the Palace Pier roundabout. Now I've noticed when filming this that my GoPro, which is attached to the windscreen and locked in place, actually slightly turns when I take a right turn, and you can see it in the top left hand corner, the mirror casing, it comes into view, and then as I straighten out the car it corrects itself. It's very odd indeed. Now forgive all the crap on the windscreen, my parking space happens to sit underneath a hawthorn tree, and dozens of small birds sit in that said tree as they're covered in spiky thorns because it protects them from the foxes and the cats. Now those birds do enjoy defecating on my Ford Cougar. Talking of which, you may notice those wavy lines when you look at the clouds. That's the front heated windscreen. Brilliant in the winter for even de-icing or demisting. It's only available apparently on Fords though, as they hold the patent for it. Anyway, sea is quite choppy today, and by the time I got home, it did start to rain, so it's prudent for me to take the car, something I rarely do. Now I could fill this time with putting some images up in the corner of this week's new releases, but that is Jamie Powell's thing, and I don't like to use other people's ideas. Do I, Big Pauly? Wink wink. The last couple of weeks I've been using Big Pauly's font on my thumbnails. Naughty, I know, but I'm not great with computers and I did struggle. Paul didn't take offence at all, and we are all good friends on here. He knocked up a new font for me in green as well for my channel, and I popped an image of Kermit on top and Bob's Your Uncle. All sorted. Thanks Paul, I really do appreciate that. More than you know. Anyway, enough chit chat. Let's head up into the city, grab a coffee, and then I'll head into HMV. Starting the day with a lovely coffee, and very nice it was too, hot and frothy. Everything you come to expect from a Costa latte. Not a sponsor. Okay, I'm going into HMV at a slightly different angle as to keep the t-shirt reveal until I get there, although you may have noticed if you were quick what it was. Passing the various stuffed toys, and here it is Ichi Raku Ramen, nice and fresh. Okay, on to new releases, and here we have the complete series of Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan seasons 1 to 4, which aired 2018-2013. Slightly thicker case here. All these seasons you can pick up separately if you prefer. This is priced at £79.99, so a penny under £20 per season. Carries a 15 certificate. Here is Season 4 as a standalone release. This stars John Krasinski as the title character. Abby Cornish is back for this season. She's been absent in Seasons 2 and 3. It's also Wendell Pierce and Michael Kelly. £24.99 for this one today. Does come with a slipcover, just like all the rest of them. Lighthouse next from Arrow. This has been put out before with some special features. Deleted scenes feature the story and audio commentary, but this one is packed to the hilt with many more special features. If that's important to you, then you may want to upgrade to this version. You can head into CEX and they'll give you £2 on your basic old copy. This is priced at $17.99. Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3 next. Season 4 is being released in the States on the 16th of this month, so they are 1 year ahead of us, which is shocking. They are region 3 though. Anyway, this is an animated show set around the next generation time frame, showing crew members that have less authority. £19.99 for this. Alice and Jack next, a dramatic TV miniseries about a couple in a long-term relationship which stars Andrea Riseborough and Domhnall Gleeson. It's put onto 2 discs, got a runtime of 270 minutes, £19.99 for this one today, and it carries a 15 certificate. The Taste of Things next, a French historical romantic drama starring Juliette Binoche and Benoît Magimel. This is set in 1889 and tells of a relationship between a cook and her employer and the tragedy that befalls the 2 lovers. 135 minutes in length and priced at $12.99. Next we have the 4 Film Noir Classics Volume 2 from Arrow. This contains The Suspect, The Sleeping City, Thunder on the Hill, and 6 Bridges to Cross. These were released from 1944 to 1955. It's got a total runtime of 351 minutes and is priced at £49.99. Again, packed with special features. The Borderlands next, and there are 2 releases for this one today, and this by the way is called Final Prayer in America, in case you're interested. It's about a three-man team that's sent by the Vatican to check out a recently reopened 13th century church in Devon that has reports of supernatural activity. Actually sounds very good. I might have to get this film. The standard release is priced at £17.99, whereas the limited All Bells and Whistles edition, which contains a book and 6 art cards, is priced at £29.99. They both carry a 15 certificate. Next is Fallen Leaves, a Finnish German romantic drama from last year. It's about a middle-aged couple who meet during a karaoke night. One's a recycle worker, the other one is a sandblasting ex-alcoholic, but their lives are filled with bad luck. Even one of them gets hit by a train. This one's priced at $14.99. Here's this week's new releases all stacked up for your convenience. Not a huge week, but a varied one to say the least. There was animated Star Trek right through to a Finnish German romantic drama. What more could you ask for? What indeed? Well, here you are. Here's some pre-orders for you to look over while I put on a music track. Hey everybody, welcome back. So there's 4 titles to show you, 2 TV shows, 2 films. Let's crack on with it. Okay, first one I'm going to show you is Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, the final season, which is season 4. I have shown seasons 1, 2 and 3 up till now, so I may as well continue down this line. This stars John Krasinski as a title character, Jack Ryan. He is now the acting deputy director of the CIA, and his role in the agency is to unearth and expose internal corruption. And Jack's got a new boss in the form of director Elizabeth Wright, who's being played by Betty Gabrielle, who you may know was in the 2018 sci-fi action film Upgrade, where she played the character of Detective Cortez. Now, Betty joined the show in the 3rd season, and her character has taken over from the former CIA director Thomas Miller. And in this season we see the president of Nigeria being assassinated, and there could be links to the CIA. Jack's looking into this, and he unearths this Pandora's box of black ops which were greenlit by the former director Thomas Miller, in which involves an undercover agent, CIA agent called Domingo Chavez, who's being played by the brilliant Michael Pena. He is a ruthless ex-Navy SEAL who gets the job done, and he's heading up a government project known as Pluto. I should point out as well, he's got no idea that Thomas Miller was conducting these unsanctioned ops. Now, there are 6 episodes to this season, which is the shortest yet, but it doesn't hold back on the action scenes at all, so expect lots of chases, plenty of shootouts, and lots of different locations as well. Also stars Michael Kelly as Mike November and Wendell Pierce as James Greer. Now, if you know the show, you'll know that Michael joined the show in season 2, and Wendell has been in it since the start. Now, this great show has got an overall runtime of 317 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So the slipcover and the cover have the same image. There are 2 plain discs, and on the reverse of the cover is an episode listing. So that was Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, the final season. Next one to show you is Priscilla, a biographical drama which was written, although it's based on the memoirs of Priscilla Presley, produced and directed by Sofia Coppola. Now, this stars Katie Spaney as a title character, Priscilla Bewley, and you may know Kelly from the films Bad Times at El Royale or Pacific Rim Uprising. Oh, she's also in the new film Civil War as well, which I'm really looking forward to. Anyway, this film charts her life from the age of 14. Yes, 14, when she started a relationship with a 24-year-old Elvis Presley, who's being played by Jacob Elordi, who you may know from Saltburn. He was a character of Felix Catton in that. So Elvis is stationed in Germany with Priscilla's father, although they weren't stationed together. Now, as a parent of 2 daughters, if a 24-year-old man came sniffing around trying to get a date with one of them, I'm just saying, I don't care who you are, you would not get very far. Anyway, eventually she moves into Gracelands. They have a child together. They marry, and obviously this deals with other things like Elvis's friends, known as the Memphis Mafia, the drug issues that Elvis was dealing with at the time, and the rumours as well that were circulating about his alleged affair with Anne Margaret on the set of Viva Las Vegas in 1964. Now, if you're of a certain age or you've seen the recent Elvis biopic, then you will know what happens, but this is obviously shown from Priscilla's point of view. It's got a runtime of 113 minutes, quite a long film. Let's take a look inside. So the slipcover and the cover have the same image. There are 6 art cards, and I'll put the images up in the corner. there is a different image from the cover put onto the disc. And on the reverse of the cover, there's an image of a young Priscilla. So that was Priscilla. Next is Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3. I didn't think we were going to get a release for this one in the UK, but I held out on the import and I'm glad I did. This is an animated sci-fi show that's based within the Star Trek universe, where the bridge crew and other key members of staff are shown as secondary characters, and this follows, let's just say, lesser impactful crew members as they go about their business on a starship. And this is set towards the latter half of the 24th century, so within Star Trek Next Generation era, if you are familiar with that particular time frame within Star Trek. And the idea of this actually came about when the writer was watching one of the Star Trek Next Generation episodes. Obviously, it was called Lower Decks. Now, over the seasons, we've had some top players come in to do voiceover work. Titles that characters we're all familiar with, like Jonathan Frakes as Captain William Riker, Armin Zimmerman as Quark, great character, Marina Sirtis as Deanna Troi, Nina Vista as Kira Nerys, Will Wheaton as Wesley Crusher, even the likes of Alice Krieg as the Bold Queen and John Delancey as Q. But I will emphasise that these characters were only popping up in singular episodes. They are not regulars at all. It's more of a means to tie the show in, ground it more than anything else. Who knows if Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard will come in and make an appearance one day. We shall see. Anyway, regular characters, we have the voice talents of Tawny Newsome, Jack Quaid, Noel Wells, Eugene Cordero, Dawn Lewis, Jerry O'Connell, Gillian Vigman, and Fred Tatasciore, plus several others as well. This has got a runtime of 258 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So the slipcover and the cover have the same image. There are two plain discs. And on the reverse of the cover is an episode guide. So that was Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3. Okay, next and last is A Time for Dying. This is a western from 1969 which was written and directed by Bud Bettaker. Now, I've got a fair few of his films in my collection. Escape in the Fog, a noir from 1945, plus some westerns as well. The Tall Tea, Decision at Sundown, Buchanan Rides Alone, Ride Lonesome, and Comanche Station as well. Now, this film opens with some very energetic and sweeping music by Harry Betts, followed by an actual rattlesnake getting his head blown off by our lead actor, Richard Lapp. He's playing the character Cass Bunning, and he starts off the movie by talking to these strangers on the way to town who tell him of this new girl who's coming in by train. She's being tricked into working at the local brothel. She thinks that she's getting a job as a local waitress, and the new girl is Nellie, played by Anne Randall. There's even a picture of her above the bar so the local customers can get to know her before she arrives. Charming. Turns out one of the strangers he's talking to is Billy Pimple. He's a wanted gunslinger. Billy's played by Bob Random, and it turns out that Kaz is quicker on the draw and he's more accurate as well. Now, when the local cowboys are chomping on the bit to get their hands on the newly arriving Nellie, Cass rides in on his horse and saves the day. I'll leave the story there, but there's a lot more to it than that. Also stars Audie Murphy as Jesse James and Victor Jory as Judge Roy Bean. Now, if you know your westerns or your history, then those names will be familiar to you. There's also a really excellent audio commentary, as well as a very nice feature about the story and history of Jesse James in cinema by Kim Newman. Great. This got a runtime of 1 hour 13 minutes. Very quick film. Let's take a look inside. So that front cover image has been put onto the disc, and on the reverse of the cover they're advertising other titles available. So that was A Time for Dying. So that was it. Have you seen any of those? Plan to pick them up, or just want to leave a comment, then do so down below. I will read every single one and try to reply if I have the time. Give the video a thumbs up, really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free, why wouldn't you? And on that note, all that's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.